So you're thinking of moving to South Carolina, and as much as you would love to be on the beach, you're thinking maybe life on Lake Moultrie is more your style. Well, this is a video for you. Today, we're going to dive into what it's really like to live here on Lake Moultrie, and not just the pretty views, but also some of the, let's call them quirks of lake life. Oh, and fun fact, I am the only realtor in the Charleston area that has also worked at Santee Cooper. I was there for 16 years. I'm not just selling you a dream. I helped write the book on how this dream works. Literally, I wrote the leases. I'm Deneen Gary, a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina and the surrounding areas, and I love helping people just like you find their home. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the market, I'm here with honest advice and local insights. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on the latest happenings in Charleston and the rest of the Lowcountry. For those who aren't familiar, Lake Moultrie is the third largest lake in South Carolina, and it covers over 60,000 acres. It's located in the Lowcountry, just about an hour's drive north of Charleston. If you love outdoor activities, this is the place to be. Boating, fishing, hiking, yes, even hiking, Lake Moultrie has it. But today, we're focusing on what it's like to live here and the types of homes available. So let's start with the good stuff. Lake Moultrie is one of the best kept secrets in the Lowcountry. Sure, Charleston's known for its beaches, but if you prefer your water with a side of tranquility, this lake is calling your name. Living on Lake Moultrie means embracing nature like a long-lost cousin. It's peaceful, scenic, and perfect if you love boating, fishing, or just watching those gorgeous sunsets from your dock, or your lawn chair, or your kayak. You get the picture. There's a vibe here that makes you forget the busy world. Let's not forget, Lake Moultrie isn't just a lake. It's a whole lifestyle. Boating, jet skiing, tubing, there's always something going on. And if you're into fishing, you'll be happy to know that this lake is a fisherman's paradise. Bass, catfish, crappie, basically if it swims, you can catch it. Many record-breaking catfish, and gators, have been caught on this lake. You'll also see all kinds of wildlife, and you might even get used to hearing, "That's a gator," as casually as someone mentions the weather. Oh, and it's almost always sunny. Lake Moultrie is relatively shallow. It was man-made, and the highest depth is 75 feet. Now that can always fluctuate based on lake conditions, sometimes a little deeper, sometimes a little bit more shallow. But because of that, the lake can get really rough really fast whenever the direction of the wind changes. So if you are out on Lake Moultrie, just please be mindful of that. All right, let's take a little detour and talk about Santee Cooper for a minute. They're a pretty big deal when it comes to the lakes. So much so that you really can't talk about Lake Moultrie without mentioning them. They are the public power and water utility for South Carolina, and they've been here for decades. Basically, they're responsible not only for making sure your lights stay on, but also for managing a huge amount of land around the lake. Santee Cooper is involved in a lot of the real estate around Lake Moultrie because they lease and sell the land here. So whether you're looking to lease or buy lakefront property, you'll probably be dealing with them. And if you're lucky, you'll be dealing with me, the only realtor who worked there for 16 years. I wrote those leases, and I understand how to navigate the process without any hiccups. Yep, that's right. I know the people at Santee Cooper, and I know how to get things done when it comes to lakefront living, leases, and lot sales. If there's a better person to help you with this process, they haven't been invented yet. Now let's talk about something not quite as fun as fishing, but definitely important if you're thinking about making this place home. The different kinds of leases that you'll find around Lake Moultrie. And trust me, with Santee Cooper owning much of the land around the lake, understanding these leases is key to enjoying your time here without any surprises. There are a few types of leases that you'll encounter. One of the most common is the residential lease. This means you lease the land from Santee Cooper, but you own the home that sits on it. Sounds a little weird, right? But it's actually pretty common around lakes. You get all of the benefits of a lakefront home, gorgeous views, private docks, room for your boat, but essentially you're renting the land from the utility. Then there's the option to buy the land outright from Santee Cooper. This is for those of you who want to put down permanent roots and make sure that that dockside chair of yours that you're sitting on is on land that you fully own. If you're thinking long term, this might be the route for you. And hey, who doesn't want to say they own lakefront property, right? Sometimes you'll still have a marginal lease with these types of properties. That just means that you're leasing the land between your property line and the high water mark of the lake. Okay, it sounds more complicated than it actually is, but it does help to have someone on your side who understands the different types of leases and the restrictions that come with each one. And guess what? That's me. I know the leases inside and out, and I actually wrote many of them. So when I say I know the fine print, I mean that I wrote the fine print. Think of it this way. Santee Cooper is the gatekeeper of the lake, and as someone who used to hold those keys, I'm here to make sure you know exactly what you're getting into. Back to the good stuff. Let's talk about waterfront properties. These homes offer stunning views of the lake, private docks, and immediate access to the water. Imagine waking up to that every morning. Waterfront homes here range from larger luxury homes that can run upwards of $1 million down to more affordable mid-range options starting around $500,000. One of the key advantages of living on the waterfront is having your own private dock. Whether you enjoy fishing, kayaking, or just taking a boat out for a sunset cruise, having lake access literally at your doorstep is unbeatable. Keep in mind that with waterfront living comes a little bit more upkeep. You'll want to maintain your dock and ensure that the property is built to withstand any potential flooding. If you want to enjoy lake living without the full-time responsibility of owning a waterfront home, then lake access communities might be the perfect option for you. These neighborhoods offer shared amenities like boat ramps and community docks so that you can enjoy lake activities while living just a few minutes from the shore. Many of these communities are gated, and they may come with amenities such as clubhouses, swimming pools, and walking trails, and that can give you that sense of a close-knit neighborhood. The price range for homes in these areas varies greatly from around $400,000 for smaller homes to $800,000 or more for larger properties. Now I want to talk about a few things to keep in mind if you're thinking of buying near Lake Moultrie. First, water levels fluctuate, so always check flood zones and make sure your home is protected. You'll also want to factor in any kind of homeowners association fees if you're living in a community with those shared amenities. Another thing to consider is that while Lake Moultrie is peaceful, you're still close to nearby towns like Moncks Corner, which has all of the restaurants, shopping, and medical services. You're also not too far from Charleston if you need to make a quick trip to the city. Okay, let's get into one of the big questions I get all the time. Should you lease or buy? It's like the chicken or egg debate of lakefront property. Leasing is great if you're looking for flexibility. You get all the perks of living by the lake without the long-term commitment of owning the land. You're responsible for maintaining your house, of course, but the land stays with Santee Cooper. And for some people, that's perfect. You get to enjoy the sunsets, the fishing, and the peace and quiet, but without worrying about owning the ground beneath your feet. But if you're thinking long-term and you want to build some equity, buying could be a better option. Sure, it's a bigger commitment up front, but owning that land can give you more control over your property and its future. Plus, if you ever want to build a tiki bar on your dock, it's a lot easier when you own the land. Just saying. Lake Moultrie is truly a fantastic option for anyone looking for lakeside living. Whether you're looking for a luxurious waterfront estate, a cozy home in a lake access community, or maybe something a little more rural and peaceful, there's something here for everyone. All right, now let's get into the real insider info. Those little secrets about Lake Moultrie that only the locals know. These are the kinds of things that you won't find on the official websites. For example, did you know that some of the best fishing spots on the lake aren't marked on any map? But don't worry, I've got the good ones. I've spent years around this lake, whether it was for work or just enjoying some weekend boating with my family, so I know where the big ones are hiding. And if fishing isn't your thing, maybe you'll want to know about the best places to watch your sunset or where to spot the local wildlife without ending up face to face with a gator. Now I know all of this can sound a little overwhelming, but that's why you have me. I'm not just any realtor. I'm the only one around these lakes who's actually written the leases, handled the land sales for Santee Cooper, and can guide you through this process with zero guesswork. Whether you're looking to lease, buy, or just figure out which part of the lake has the best fishing spots, I've got you covered. So if you're dreaming of lakefront living, whether it's a weekend getaway or a forever home, there is no better place than Lake Moultrie. And there's no better person to help you navigate it than me. My name is Deneen Gary, the Southern Living Yankee, and a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding areas. And I love helping people just like you find home. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply exploring the market, I'm here with honest advice and local insights. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos about life in Charleston and the rest of the Lowcountry. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Deneen Gary. So long for today.